What's up everybody, welcome back to another This Week in Gaming video. This is my weekly gaming news show where I talk about all of the latest news in the gaming industry. If you want to be caught up on all of the latest gaming news, make sure to tune in every Sunday night at 8 p.m. So let's get caught up on what you need to know in the gaming world. It looks like Bethesda is trying to stop the sale of used games. Ryan Hupp reached out to Polygon saying that he was trying to sell The Evil Within 2 on the Amazon Marketplace, and he received a notice from Voorhees, who is the legal firm that Bethesda works with, to take it down immediately. Basically, the letter said that he had to take it down immediately because he was not an authorized reseller, and here's a little excerpt from the notice of what he received. Unless you removed all Bethesda products from your storefront, stop selling any and all Bethesda products immediately, and identify all sources of Bethesda products you are selling, we intend to file a lawsuit against you. Now, basically how the reselling of used games works is that if you buy a game, you are allowed to resell it based off of the First Sale Doctrine. And this protects you because you can sell it if the actual product itself isn't completely different from the original product. Well, this law company is coming up with ways to go around the First Sale Doctrine by saying that because you're selling the game without an initial warranty, which you would get if you bought it brand new, you aren't covered by the First Sale Doctrine. Now, Bethesda is known for all the legal actions they take, but this is very shady that they're trying to get people to stop selling used games, and who knows if this will work, if that they could actually sue him for selling it, and how this will affect the entire used game industry as a whole if they start going on to different websites like Amazon and eBay and trying to get people to take down the used games that they are selling. If they don't, then they'll get sued or they'll get a lawsuit against them. A lot of people just won't want to deal with this, so this could have a huge impact on the sale of used video games. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this story and if you think that Bethesda is way in the wrong with doing this. So staying on the topic of Bethesda, they have showed off Doom Eternal at QuakeCon. They showed off some gameplay of it. They showed off that the game will have new demons that you can destroy, new weapons, and you will actually be able to get into the body of a demon and take that demon into another player's game and play against them. So it looks really cool. They also announced that Panic Button, the company that ported over Wolfenstein 2 and the original Doom to the Nintendo Switch, will be bringing over Doom Eternal to the Nintendo Switch. The game overall looks really fun, just like the Doom that came out in 2016, which I think was one of the best Dooms ever made. I'm so excited to see how it will run on the Nintendo Switch, because the original Doom, the 2016 Doom that came out on the Nintendo Switch, actually ran pretty decently. So I think this will run good as well, and it's awesome that they're bringing it over to the Switch, even though they don't know, or we don't know when this date will be, if it will be coming out when it is initially released on all the other platforms. So probably the biggest news this week came from Nintendo, and it was with their Super Smash Bros. Direct on Wednesday, and they showed off a bunch of new stuff for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Firstly, they announced some new characters, specifically Castlevania coming to Super Smash Bros. With Simon Belmont and his Echo character Richter Belmont, and they announced King K. Rool, who is the arch nemesis of Donkey Kong, who I absolutely love. This character looks really cool. I'm really interested in playing him when it comes out. They also announced a couple of other Echo characters like Dark Samus from Metroid and Chrome from Fire Emblem. And then they announced some game modes that are coming out, some new ones like a tournaments mode and a squad strike mode. And basically, tournaments mode is exactly how it sounds. You can set up a tournament with your friends and play to see who wins. And then you have squad strike mode, which is basically you select 3 versus 3 or 5 versus 5. So you select 3 characters or 5 characters, and then you fight it out until all of those characters are dead and the last person standing wins. And then they showed off a really other cool feature, was that there's a music player built in. So if you want to listen to the entire soundtrack, you could put the Nintendo Switch in sleep mode and still be listening to the music, which is really cool. This game overall is going to be huge. It's going to be probably the best Super Smash Bros. Made, and it may be the last one because there's so much stuff in it. They may just continuously update it. Finally, they announced another thing which is pretty exciting, and it was the special edition of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So it comes in this like beautiful black box with a picture of all the characters on it, and you get the game itself in a steel case, you get a GameCube controller, and you get the adapter for your Nintendo Switch so you can use the GameCube controllers. I would definitely be looking to pick this up because I do not have that adapter, and I will want to play this game with GameCube controllers. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about the Direct, and if you're going to be picking up the special edition of Super Smash Bros. Another very exciting thing to come out this week was Red Dead Redemption 2 showed off a brand new gameplay trailer, and it was 6 minutes long. The trailer goes on to show things like the settings, the living world, and the different things you can do within the world. Basically, you're playing as outlaws who at the end of the 18th century were getting run out of town because there was more laws coming in and we were going into the modern world. And you're always on the run, on the flee, and basically you have to, when you get kicked out of a town or anywhere that you have to set up camp with all of your outlaws, And within these camps that you set up, you get to interact with everybody there, you get to build relationships with them, you get to go on quests with them, and it just looks absolutely really cool. They also showed off the different terrains in the game, like the mountains and the forests, and all of the ecosystem with all the animals. And basically, when you're going through the world in Red Dead Redemption 2, the world reacts to how you play. The game looks absolutely amazing. This will probably be one of the best games ever made, and I can't wait to hear more about it and for it to come out. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this gameplay trailer and how excited you are for Red Dead Redemption. So if you remember, a couple months ago we talked about potentially virtual reality coming over to the Nintendo Switch, and then it kind of went dead from there. Pretty much people thinking that there was no way the Nintendo Switch could run VR. Well, this week a Twitter user found a screen in the Nintendo Switch that showed off a mode to test the VR. Now honestly, this could mean something or it could mean nothing at all, because this screen comes from an update from June 2017, which was update 3.0.0, and this was when we were talking about VR potentially coming over to the Nintendo Switch. So Nintendo could have been researching it, seeing if it was something that would work with the Nintendo Switch, but then eventually deciding that it wouldn't work and that they will not be bringing virtual reality to the Switch. But they just kept the screen in there with that update, and this user found that. So that's what it could mean potentially, or it could mean we could in the future still be seeing virtual reality coming over to the Nintendo Switch. I don't know how it would really work because the Nintendo Switch is heavy, it isn't that powerful, and I don't know the quality of VR we would get, but we've seen VR devices that are even less powerful than the Switch, but that VR isn't that great when you're comparing it to the big high-end headsets, and even when comparing it to the PSVR, which is a very good virtual reality headset. So let me know in the comments below if you think the virtual reality will be coming over to the Nintendo Switch, and do you even want VR on the Switch? Sony is releasing a beautiful translucent blue limited edition PlayStation 4 Pro to celebrate over 500 million PlayStations being sold. Now this will be a 2 terabyte console, and it will cost $499 US, and it will be only limited to 50,000 units. On the console itself, it will come with a gold plate letting you know which number out of the 50,000 you have, as well as they will have specific serial numbers to commemorate certain events within the PlayStation lifecycle. It will come with a translucent blue controller as well, but these controllers will also be sold separately for $64.99. Now this comes out on August 24th. It looks absolutely amazing. If you're one of the lucky 50,000 to get it, you will definitely enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested in getting one of these consoles and if you're willing to spend that money for the PlayStation 4 Pro limited edition. So that's your news. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new to this channel, leave a comment down below about any of the things I talk about. Make sure to tune in every Sunday night at 8 p.m. to get all the latest news in the gaming world, and I'll catch you in the next video.